Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Keisha Lobo, your host for the evening, and I am immensely honored to welcome you to the Harmony Foundation's prestigious Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice 2022 on Compassion Beyond Borders for Refugee Children. Before we begin, I would like to take a moment and pray for those whose lives have been impacted by the perils of war, forced execution, climate crisis, and human rights violations. Join me in remembering those individuals and families and children who have lost their lives as a result of humanitarian upheavals around the world, such as the refugee crisis. We stand at a pivotal point in human history, ladies and gentlemen, a time where human hunger for power for centuries has led to the ever-worsening refugee crisis that has continued to rise on an unprecedented scale till date. The most heartbreaking aspect of the crisis is that more than half of the refugee population in the world today are children. Year after year, the Harmony Foundation looks to felicitate and empower world changers, and this year is no different. This is the 18th year of the Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice. The award is an annual event that commemorates the legacy of the revered Mother Teresa, and we are greatly honored to have each one of you here with us today to celebrate this evening, to celebrate the transformational work of our recipients this year. The recipients have worked tirelessly to alleviate the issues and challenges that refugees face, especially innocent refugee children. Ladies and gentlemen, I cordially welcome you to take a seat for the evening that will be simply magnificent as we honor the devoted Awardees who have reaffirmed our faith in the virtues of compassion, especially in helping innocent children. Before we see the theme video for this year's award, we would like to show you all a short video on Mother Teresa, an epitome of compassion and the reason for these prestigious awards. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look.
Joy. That is the mystery of love.
It was on 10th of September 1946 when I was going up to Darjeeling to make my yearly retreat. It was at that time, there was a call in the call that I should give up everything and give my life totally to God and the poorest, in the serving of the poorest of the poor.
The moving real-life story of a humble lady who performed extraordinary deeds that changed and bettered the lives of millions. All those who had the privilege of getting to know her were touched by her simplicity and kindness.
She always said, the worst thing about these people is not that they are in need of food, of clothes, of they are sick. That's bad enough. But what is much, much worse than that is they have nobody to hug.
As Mother Teresa said, the most important thing is to come with both your hands free and your heart open, meaning to be available to give. That is the most important thing.
The best thing about Mother was when she'll meet you, she'll hold your hands, she'll look into your eyes and restore you to yourself.
She lives on in our hearts, in our souls, in providing love and care for those who need it the most. She believed that every human being needs to be loved and cared for in his or her last days. Every human being deserves to die with dignity. Many volunteers from all over the world have come to Mother Teresa's homes and found their calling in serving the needy. Some have found peace and a sense of reason and a purpose in their lives, while others have experienced unbridled joy and satisfaction at being able to be of help.
I find it really incredible to be in a place where all religions are kind of encompassed under one philosophy, and that is Mother Teresa's philosophy of love.
We will never be able to completely fathom the significance and enormity of her deeds, but perhaps an affectionate smile on the face of an abandoned child might say it all. In spirit, she is still with us, an immortal legend who left behind a legacy of service and selflessness to the poorest of the poor.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope the glimpse of Mother Teresa has inspired all of you to follow her philosophy of kindness. I would also like to mention that we have amongst us Sister Anthea and Sister Teresa from the Ville Parle Center, representing the missionaries of charity and the benevolent ethos of Mother Teresa. A warm welcome. Thank you for your presence here today. Now let us take a look at the theme this year. It's time for the theme AV, please.
The Harmony Foundation was founded in October 2005 by Dr. Abraham Mathai to establish communal harmony amongst communities irrespective of religious or cultural backgrounds and work towards the benefit of all communities without any discrimination of religion, caste, creed, gender, or region. Harmony Foundation is expanding its vision objective by positioning itself as a key international facilitator, an umbrella body in bringing about sustainable and compassionate solutions to humanitarian crises by creating platforms for partnerships between various spheres of public life, like policymakers, stakeholders in the governments, notable humanitarian relief agencies, leading corporate houses, and the student community. Each year, the Harmony Foundation hosts the Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice, wherein individuals and organizations receive this prestigious award for their exceptional service to humanity. This is the only award that is endorsed by the Superior General of the Missionaries of Charity. The award has been graciously received by Nobel laureates like His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Miss Malala Yousafzai, government heads such as the Ghanaian President Nana Akufo-Addo, former Prime Minister of Malaysia, Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, Prime Minister of Denmark, Mette Frederiksen, Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, eminent individuals like Dr. Anthony Fauci, Padma Shri Tulsi Gowda, and organizations like the White Helmets, We Forest. The Harmony Foundation also hosts the annual Harmony International Conference, wherein a panel of distinguished speakers highlight the urgent need for global humanitarian relief. The conference aims to discuss dialogue and develop compassionate, sustainable solutions to the persisting issues of our society. This year, Harmony Foundation has embarked on its 18th year of the Harmony International Conference and the prestigious Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice to felicitate all those inspiring people, organizations, and heads of state who have made a monumental contribution to addressing the issues of refugees, particularly refugee children. Few would fail to be moved by the extent of the current refugee crisis, with the global news coverage being a daily reminder. Europe is currently experiencing its largest migration crisis since World War II. Many displaced refugees are victims of unfortunate circumstances who have suffered to an extent which is inexplicable. The elderly, those challenged by disability, women and children, are the most vulnerable during the crisis resulting in the refugee situation. According to UNICEF, by the end of 2021, 36.5 million children were displaced from their homes. The heart-wrenching reality is that usually more than half of the refugee population are children. These children are innocent beings, and no fault of theirs end up suffering under conditions that many will not be able to imagine. As the global refugee crisis continues to worsen, icons of the culture of care and compassion also emerge to provide humanitarian assistance of every kind to them. Come, join us today in transforming lives, spreading hope, and building a world that thrives on compassion. Let us all pledge to do our part to show kindness to refugees, just like the recipients of our award this year.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was our theme AV of the Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice 2022. Before moving ahead, I now invite onto stage Dr. Abraham Mathai, founder chairman of the Harmony Foundation, to share his invaluable perspectives with us this evening. Dr. Mathai is a visionary and passionate social justice activist who defends the rights of minorities, the underprivileged, and the defenseless. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming onto stage Dr. Abraham Mathai.
Yeah, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, I wish to thank God for making this event possible as we face many challenges, but as always, He has been faithful. It is my great honor and privilege on behalf of the Harmony Foundation to thank you all for joining us for the 18th Annual Mother Teresa Memorial Awards Social Justice. On behalf of the Harmony Foundation, I'm greatly delighted to express my sincere congratulations to the recipients of the award this year, all those compassionate change makers across the world who have affirmed our faith in humanity, yet through their astounding work among refugees, especially in the support and care of refugee children. Yesterday we had the Harmony International Students Conference at this very place, where distinguished speakers from across the world spoke and encouraged and sensitized students that as they pursue their respective careers, it is also important to be compassionate to refugee children. Instituted in the year 2005, the Mother Teresa Memorial Award for Social Justice has acknowledged the tireless efforts of individuals and enterprises across the world towards promoting peace, harmony, and social justice. With all due respect to the Nobel laureates for the wonderful work they do in pursuit of altruism, I am reminded of the history of the Nobel Prize. Alfred Nobel, the inventor of dynamite that is used for making lethal explosions even today, during his last days in remorse, he bequeathed his will, the fortune he had amassed, which is now used as the prize money for the Nobel. While on the other hand, this award in memory of Mother Teresa espouses her ethos of selflessness and virtues of compassion, immortalized even in her living sainthood, as she was the epitome of social justice and peace globally. Hers is the legacy of the pursuit of compassion of a lifetime for generations to follow. Another very important thing I would like to proudly mention, which also mentioned in the AV, that 4 Nobel laureates, including His Holiness Dalai Lama, have accepted our Mother Teresa Awards in the past after receiving the Nobel, which only shows the love and respect everyone around the world has for her. Mother Teresa, throughout her life, exemplified compassion, comfort, and solace for the suffering and marginalized and the refugees, especially children throughout the world, are in the dire need of such virtues which the revered Mother Teresa which she was the true embodiment of. The world is currently dealing with the largest refugee population on record since World War II, with more than 25 million people uprooted from their communities and nations. While there are risks and challenges for all refugees, living an uprooted life has terribly adverse effects on children and youth. According to the UNICEF, refugee children are 5 times more likely to be out of school other than children, often due to the uncertain chaos which has disrupted their lives. The emotional toll of conflict and trauma has left the refugee children in a vulnerable situation where many have no access to formal education and end up in child labor to help their households make ends meet. These children experience the appalling realities of life at an age when they should be experiencing the joy and wonders of childhood. While the world is advancing on various fronts where there is no dearth of materialistic pursuits, we also live in a world where there are many. Survival itself is quite an uphill task. Here is where the recipients of the award are making a tangible difference. They have demonstrated a high level of selflessness in the support and cares in the lives of this vulnerable section of society, just like our nation, India, which has consistently over centuries extended a benevolent hand to the refugees from different countries. This year, the Harmony Foundation would like to highlight India's great role over the years in providing a safe haven to millions of refugees from different countries over the years. Whether it is the Jewish community, the Sindhis from Pakistan, people from Tibet, all when they fled during the Chinese invasion, the Parsis from Iran, the Sri Lankan Tamils from Jaffna, the Bangladeshi refugees, and lately the Afghan refugees, where 20,000 approximately are currently in New Delhi. India has consistently extended a helping hand to refugees despite its own difficulties as well as its cultural and religious diversity. This humanitarian gesture certainly distinguishes India globally as one of the most compassionate and benevolent nations in the world when it comes to the cause of refugees. If India can accomplish this despite its limited resources and an oversized population of 1.4 billion, how much more can the Western nations do with their sparse population and abundant resources for the refugee population? As I conclude, I would like to state emphatically that compassion for refugee children through acts of care, kindness, emotional and psychological support is essential to enable them to go through the challenges unfortunate circumstances have put upon them. In view of the same, the Harmony Foundation also envisions to start the Child to Child Connect, an initiative in association with IIT Mumbai, by creating a special mobile application that aims to connect refugee children with other children worldwide, to not only sensitize the children towards refugee children and their cause, but also to connect to them as friends. When compassion takes center stage, the world becomes friendlier, less stressful, and in fact even less fearful and suspicious of others. Furthermore, as civil society, we should try to derive inspiration from the qualities of our awardees who have shown compassion and support for refugees during such trying times when human suffering is on an unthinkable magnitude. The essentiality of compassion is that it pulls humanity out of reciprocal hostility to become one another's keeper. Yet let us all continue to emulate Mother Teresa, who personified and embodied compassion for suffering humanity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Abraham Mathai. Thank you for those inspiring words. And I know you're stepping off stage, but ladies and gentlemen, before we begin with the felicitation of our awardees, we would like to acknowledge a few kind-hearted individuals with a certificate of appreciation. These individuals have gone the extra mile to help their people amidst their busy professional lives and deserve appreciation. Two such humanitarian individuals amongst us are Mr. Amit Lath and Dr. Khalid Ahmad. Mr. Amit Lath is the CEO and managing partner, Sharda Group of Companies, who has been one of the leading Indian faces and businessmen based in Poland for the last 20 years. Mr. Lath has played an important role in Operation Ganga, the initiative of the Government of India, wherein Mr. Lath took care of the Indian students who were stranded in Ukraine amidst the war crisis this year. And Dr. Khalid Ahmad is the first Afghan in history from the south zone of Afghanistan to do his medical studies in India since 2013. He has been providing volunteer health services to various national and international non-profit organizations in Afghanistan and India to help both those Afghans who have no hope left in them to have better health. Ladies and gentlemen, to present to them their certificate of appreciation, I invite onto stage Dr. Abraham Mathai once again to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, both these individuals are truly inspiring for serving their people despite their busy professional lives. We now welcome on the stage Mr. Amit Lath and Dr. Khalid Ahmad. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Dr. Abraham Mathai, for doing us the honors. And as you step off stage, we want to present a beautiful memento of welcome to Sister Teresa and Sister Anthea as we look forward to starting the awards this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached that moment of our event that we have all been waiting for, the felicitation of the recipients of the Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice 2022. Our first awardee for the evening is the incredible Bosco Organization for Social Concern and Operation New Delhi, which has tirelessly worked for the emancipation of refugees, especially refugee children, for over 22 years now. Along with United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees through various programs in New Delhi. Ladies and gentlemen, with this AV, we take a closer look at their work.
Building resilience in children at risk, enabling them in their vulnerable situations, is the main focus of Bosco Organization for Social Concern and Operation. From their experience, they believe that children can overcome most negative conditions, provided that the child's vulnerabilities are compensated by a protective environment. Today, the Society works for the development and education of the young, especially those most at risk. Bosco, New Delhi, is an implementing partner of the United Nations High Commission for Refugees for Refugee Assistance Program, operated around Delhi at Bhogal, Malviya Nagar and Vikas Puri. Services under this program are health services, psychosocial support, education and training program, livelihood support, bridge and tuition classes, and admission to schools, creche facilities, youth club, and community mobilization. The joint initiative of Bosco and UNHCR has been helping Afghan refugee children since 2002. Bosco, through its partnership with the UNHCR, has gone a long way in shaping the future of Afghani refugee children and youth through its education program. Bosco Organization for Social Concern and Operation deserves a mighty praise for their humanitarian endeavors for refugee children in India.
To felicitate the first prestigious awardee this evening, we welcome on the stage Dr. Abraham Mathai. Welcome, sir. We invite Sister Joy Teresa to kindly join us. Sister Joy Teresa from Missionaries of Charity. And for the first award winner this evening, we welcome prominent filmmaker Mr. Mahesh Bhatt to kindly join us on stage. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, With a loud round of applause, please welcome on stage Father Biju Akiletu, Director of Bosco. A huge round of applause. Thank you so much for your tremendous work, accepting this award on behalf of Bosco. And Father Biju, before ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we acknowledge the amazing work, the life-changing work. Thank you. And we'd like a few words from you, Father Biju. Thank you.
It is my privilege and a great honor to receive this award on behalf of Bosco. It is a Don Bosco organization, and I feel humbled to represent so many people who work tirelessly for the cause of the refugees. Therefore, I accept this award as a recognition of and in solidarity with the refugees and the asylum seekers whose enduring quest for dignity and resilience inspire us. And I know I'm not worthy to speak on behalf of the refugees, but I believe that when I say to the awards committee the thank you, I am expressing their feeling of gratitude to all of you. As I hold this award in my hand, and my sincere prayer that today is that we continue to remember the poor, remember the refugees, because in spite of various hurdles, they inspire us, continue to show the resilience, courage, and that is inspiration for each one of us. That reminds me the beautiful words of Mother Teresa, that you or we would be remembered for the good that we do, the joy we spread, and love that we share. Thank you, the Harmony Foundation, for this award. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Father Biju. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after Father Biju's truly phenomenal work, we're going to move on to the next award. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. The next award, ladies and gentlemen, Humanitarian Aid International, is our next exemplary recipient who are acknowledged for their incredible work in helping the Pakistani Hindu refugees in India. If you are ready, let's take a look at the AV that teaches us a lot more about their work.
Humanitarian Aid International. Facing persecution, discrimination, and denial of human rights, portion of the minority Hindu population of Pakistan has been fleeing and seeking refuge in India since the time of the partition. It is estimated that approximately 5,000 people of Hindu faith are fleeing every year to India in search of a safe future. 140 families with a total population of 700 people live in Majnu Ka Tila camp, and 85 families with a total population of 350 people live in Signature Bridge camp. Delhi and Jodhpur have maximum numbers of the refugee population that have arrived in the last 2 decades. Given this situation, Humanitarian Aid International is focusing on 5 areas while working with them, which are health, education, vocational training and income generation, basic amenities and legal assistance. Through its education program, each child is provided with the opportunity for primary, secondary and tertiary levels of education so that they could get integrated as resourceful and productive citizens. Humanitarian Aid International was founded by Sudhanshu Shekhar Singh with the overall mission of working globally as an Indian organization. Since its inception, Humanitarian Aid International has responded to every major disaster in India. Kudos to this benevolent organization that has made India proud by its spearheading efforts in helping Pakistani Hindu refugees.
To present this award to Humanitarian Aid International, once again I welcome Dr. Abraham Mathai, Sister Joy Teresa, and joining us on stage right now, we welcome the Honorary Consul General Iceland, Mr. Gul Kriplani, to kindly join us. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, sir, for your presence here this evening. And now we have on stage, with a loud round of applause, Mr. Sudhanshu Singh, founder and CEO of Humanitarian Aid International, who joins us to receive this award on behalf of his commendable organization. A huge, huge round of applause. And sir, kindly, a few words. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us on stage.
Good evening, everyone. And this was easy, taking an award, but speaking is very, very difficult. I'll be very brief. You saw in this video these refugees living right in Delhi, and this is the situation. No electricity, no water, no education, living in the middle of forest where there are plenty of snakes around, wild animals, without any, and that's in the capital. And that's the condition of refugees all over. They're off the radar. The number of refugees keep increasing, but they don't want the best facilities in the camp. They want their refugee status to end and a better and dignified and normal life as all of us have. Mr. Chandrahasan is here. I won't speak much, otherwise I have a lot to say. I will stop here, but thank you very much. Ours is a very young organization, 6.5 years old, and this is the first acknowledgement. Thank you very much, Dr. Mathai, and we'll be much more honest and committed to our work. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, sir. Thank you for the amazing humanitarian work amongst refugees that you're doing. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we thank Dr. Mathai and Sister. As we move forward to the felicitation of our next trailblazers, let's take a look at a short film, We Too Have Dreams, produced by Harmony Foundation, a film on the dreams, hopes, and aspirations of refugee children, a film about those dreams that wars cannot kill. Let us have a look at this incredible film written by Mr. Amarjeet Amle and directed by Mr. Vijay Kamalkar. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look.
सागर दी, आप आज इतने उदास क्यों लग रहे हो?
सरोश, मुझे बाबा जान की बहुत याद आ रही है आज। जब हम अफगानिस्तान में थे ना, उन्होंने मेरे बर्थडे पे मुझे एक कप गिफ्ट किया था, और जब हम इंडिया आ रहे थे उस कप का हैंडल टूट गया। मैंने आज भी उसे संभाल के रखा है।
ख्यालों के कब्र से मुर्दे जिंदा उठने लगे, मौत बिकने लगी सरेआम बाजार में। यूं शुरू हुआ लाशों का सावन, बह गया जिसमें खामोश मातम। फिर भी जिंदा है सपने, जिंदा है वजूद। टूटते हुए इन तारों का कोई तो आशियाना होगा।
Hello, my name is Asim and I'm 13 years old. My dream is to become a businessman. मेरा एक दोस्त का नाम था यूसुफ और एक दूसरे का नाम था नाइब. कभी कभी हम जाते थे पार्क में. जो पार्क था वहाँ पे एक टिकट लेते थे हमसे 20 रुपए में. तो हम पूरा हफ्ता पैसे जमा करके तो हम वहाँ पे साथ में खेलने जाते थे. मैं बहुत मिस करता हूँ. अभी तालिबान आ गए थे और जो पार्क था वो पूरा उड़ा डाला. मुझे अपने मम्मी पापा को पूरी दुनिया दिखाना है.
My name is Mino. I'm 12 years old. I'm from Iran. I'm going to talk about my first and last wish. That is, I want to be an actress.
Indian people are so good because when we want something, they give us, and then they will say, "You can give me later."
Hi, मेरा नाम अबूजर है. इन कंप्यूटर में जो ड्राइंग करते हैं और पढ़ाई करते हैं और थोड़ा सा गेम खेलते हैं, अच्छा लगता है.
ड्रीम तो लोग हज़ारों देखते हैं, चाहे वो ख्वाब में हो या फिर हकीकत में. उससे क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है, बट सपने देखने का हक सबको होता है. मेरा सपना है डॉक्टर बनना.
ما سنام ملالی ما 11 سالی خو ما میخوای آینده पुलिस जोशनी हेल्प करना है ना, चोटों पटाना है.
I think you should follow your dreams and achieve your goals, and if you can't do that, it's okay, but never give up.
آرزوی بزرگترین آرزوی من است که درایور شم، درایور فرمول 1 مثلا مثل مسابقات جهانی، یکی مثل مایکل شوماخر.
I want to become a soccer player just like Cristiano Ronaldo. Yes, everybody can if they trust and believe themselves.
मेरा नाम आसिया है. आसिया एक फरिश्ता का नाम है. फ्यूचर में मुझे एयर होस्टेस या पायलट बनना है. उन्हीं दो सपनों में से मुझे बहुत सारे सपने भी पूरे करने हैं.
My name is Mariam Amini and I'm 13 years old. My biggest dream is I want to become a good actress and a judge. मुझे आमिर खान बहुत पसंद है.
हेलो, मेरा नाम तमीम है. मैं अफ़गानिस्तान से हूँ और पिछले 5 साल से इंडिया में रह रहा हूँ. एक इंस्टीट्यूट है दिल्ली में, गंधर्व महाविद्यालय. 4 साल से वहाँ सीख रहा हूँ इंडियन क्लासिकल म्यूज़िक वोकल में. जैसे हिंदी में एक लाइन है, कोशिश करने वाले की हार नहीं होते हैं. तो मेरा भी यही सोच है कि अगर आप किसी चीज़ को चाहते हो, आप उसको टारगेट बनाओ और हार्ड वर्क कर दो, एक दिन ज़रूर आपको मिलेगा.
हेलो एवरीवन, मेरा नाम उस्मान है और मैं अफ़गानिस्तान से हूँ. मेरा ड्रीम है कि मैं एक रैपर बनूँ. मेरा एक दोस्त था जो कि बहुत अच्छी तरीके से रैपिंग करता, तो मैंने उससे बोला था कि मेरे को आप ये गाना सुना सकते हो, मेरे को सिखा सकते हो. तो उन्होंने बोला नहीं, तुम ये बिल्कुल नहीं कर सकते, तुमको ये आता नहीं है और तुम कर भी नहीं सकते. तभी से मैंने ठान लिया था कि मैं रैपिंग करूँगा, हार्ड वर्क करूँगा, हार्ड स्टडी करूँगा. बारिश हो रही बाहर पर मैं कमरे में अकेला, अंधेरा भरा जालिम मुझे सोने ही नहीं दे रहा. मैं 2 घंटे से लिखने की कोशिश ही कर रहा हूँ. मैं अपने घर पे घर बना के बैठा.
चांद यहाँ भी है, चांद वहाँ भी था, पर यहाँ चांद आजाद है, आजाद है उसकी रोशनी. हंसते हुए चांद की यह है नई कहानी. आओ दोस्तों, इन ख्वाबों को हकीकत में बदलते हैं. आजाद रोशनी की स्याही से खुद का मुकद्दर लिखते हैं.
वो पल सुकून के दिए जाना मारू, हरदम मेरी निगाह है, हरदम मेरी निगाह ढूंढती राहें जहाँ है तू.
I think as a girl, it's really important to be seen and feel the safe environment which we live. And inshallah, I will see myself to sit in chair of President of Afghanistan, the first female president.
So wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I hope one day we will see you as President of Afghanistan and you liberate that nation.
Thank you. I hope.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this short endeavor by us actually inspires you to support the dreams of refugee children. So once again, We'd like to thank the makers of this film and the bundle of joy, the children who made this possible. Thank you so much. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to felicitating inspirational recipients of the Mother Teresa Award. I welcome on the stage once again Dr. Abraham Mathai, and we invite Sister Anthea to kindly join us on stage to do us the honors. Dr. Mathai, would you like to say a little something about the film? We know that you've invested a lot.
How many of you liked that movie that is shown just now? You all feel? Okay. I want you all to give a proper thanks to Mr. Amarjit Amle. Amarjit, where are you sitting here? Amarjit and Vijay. अरे बाबा तिथे बसलाय या ना बाबा पुढे थोडा जागा आहे. They did a fantastic job. This is Amarjit Amle and this is Vijay Kalamkar. They both went to Delhi personally with their team and they met these kids and made this movie. Really beautiful. Thank you so much.
Well, acknowledging such tremendous work. Thank you very much for joining us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back to felicitating the recipients of the Mother Teresa Award. Our next esteemed recipient of the award is Still I Rise, an international humanitarian organization that is leading trailblazing endeavors in providing high-quality education to refugee children across the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, the AV of Still I Rise and their extraordinary work.
Still I Rise. Once refugee children begin to establish their new lives, education becomes a priority. Still I Rise is an international humanitarian organization that perseveres in its mission to guarantee education, protection, and safety to refugee and vulnerable children around the world. The independent organization, Still I Rise, was founded in Italy in 2018 on the island of Samos. After noticing the worrying absence of an educational system, the founders decided to come up with their own project with the aim of providing education and protection to refugee children on the island of Samos. According to the president of Still I Rise, Niccolo Govoni, the vision and mission of Still I Rise is to offer one of the most prestigious diplomas in the world, free of charge, to the forgotten children of the earth, and to bring about a substantial change, not only in the lives of their students, but also in the host community and in the world of education in general. Still I Rise currently operates in 5 countries and recently opened 2 schools, one in Turkey and another in Kenya. The dream of Still I Rise is to give the refugee children a real chance for the future, an internationally recognized diploma, and the possibility to attend university, because every child in the world deserves the right to education. Kudos to this noble organization that is spearheading efforts in addressing the issues and challenges of refugee children.
Ladies and gentlemen, to present the award, I welcome back onto stage Dr. Mathai, Sister Anthea, and I invite prominent actor, comedian Johnny Lever to kindly join us on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the man who always has made us smile and brought joy to our faces and hearts, Mr. Johnny Lever. Thank you, sir, for being here today. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together as we welcome the CEO of Still I Rise, Mr. Niccolò Giovoni. Welcome. Thank you so much for the extraordinary work that you're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Niccolò Giovoni receiving the award on behalf of his extraordinary organization. And a few words from you, please.
Thank you. I think we cannot dance around this. This is the greatest honor we've ever received as Still I Rise. So thank you, Dr. Madai and Harmony Foundation for this amazing moment. I did think about what I was going to say here, and the truth is, whatever I'm going to say is never going to be as powerful and true as if we had one of our students here with us. I'm sure they would give a better speech and have more presence on stage. The truth is, I have the privilege to be here because I have the privilege to travel, the privilege to have a passport, the privilege to get a visa, and our kids do not. And that is a symptom of a world that needs changing. So I hope one day there will be a chance where accepting an award will not have the CEO on stage, but one of our children telling you how. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I think even the sound is loving the work that you all are doing. Thank you very much, Mr. Niccolò Giovoni. And we acknowledge your presence, but before we allow our presenter to step off stage, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mr. Johnny Lever on stage, and how can I not but request you, sir, to please take the mic from me.
बिल्कुल, क्योंकि माहौल ही ऐसा है कि ये जो काम हो रहा है, जो काम हमारे मदर की तरफ से हुए हैं, वो काम देख करके हर एक को टच करता है, हर आदमी सोचने पर मजबूर हो जाता है कि ये कैसे की होंगी उस वक्त हमारी मदर ने, कहाँ से लोगों को पकड़ के लाना, उनकी मदद करना। मैं बीच में हांगकांग गया था, वहाँ पे एक लेडी थी, हांगकांग की मदर टेरेसा, तो उनके वहाँ पर मैं जाके देख कर आया। वो रोड पर ड्रग्स जो लेते हैं उनको उठा के लाती है और उनका इलाज करती है, उनको वहाँ का मदर टेरेसा बोलते हैं। तो ये लोगों की मदद करना, और मदद ऐसा नहीं है, कितने सिक पीपल, उनका ख्याल रखना, और ये भी नहीं देखना कि कौन है, क्या है, किस धर्म से ताल्लुक़ रखते हैं, उनको उनकी सेवा करना। जब तक ये दुनिया रहेगी मदर को कोई भूल नहीं सकता। ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। हम लोग फिल्म इंडस्ट्री में काम करते हैं, जो हो रहा है वही दिखाते हैं, कुछ नकली चीज़ें भी दिखाते हैं आप लोगों को खुश करने के लिए, क्रिएट करके कुछ चीज़ें क्रिएट करते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ पूरा ओरिजिनल है। मरीज़ों की इन्होंने जो खिदमत की है, सेवा की है, ये कितनी बड़ी बात है। हमारे यहाँ तो लोग किसी को हेलो भी नहीं करते हैं। बड़े बड़े टावर्स में एक ही बिल्डिंग में रहते हैं, जब लिफ्ट में आते तो 5-6 लोग बोलते, एक दूसरे को देखते भी नहीं। वो यूँ किया तो ये भी यूँ करेगा, हेलो हेलो, चलो हेलो, मैं हेलो, दैट्स ऑल। ये हाल है। पहले के ज़माने में वाकई लोग अच्छे थे क्योंकि आबादी कम थी, पॉपुलेशन कम थी, तो लोगों के पास टाइम था अच्छापन दिखाने का। अभी इतनी भीड़ है, किसी को अच्छापन दिखाने का टाइम नहीं है। फिर भी ये लोग अच्छे काम कर रहे हैं, मैं सैल्यूट करता हूँ आप लोगों को। रियली आई सैल्यूट यू फॉर जो आप द ग्रेट काम कर रहे हैं। पहले के ज़माने में रोड पे, रास्ते पे झगड़ा होता था, कोई दो आदमी लड़ रहे हैं, फाइट कर रहे हैं। पहले के लोग बेचारे, वो कोई ब्रीफकेस लेके काम पे जा रहा है, वो तो कोई लड़ रहा है तो वो किसी दुकान के पास रखे को भाई वो जाके छोड़ा था। नो 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 नहीं नो नहीं। अब अच्छा मैं सॉरी बोलता हूँ, बस मैं सॉरी बोलता हूँ। बाबा जाओ अपने काम करो यार, नहीं प्लीज, नहीं 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 प्लीज। वो निकल जाते, इतना टाइम निकाल के उनको छुड़ा देते, ये प्यार था। अगर अभी कोई लड़ रहे रोड पर दो आदमी, छुड़ाना नहीं, छुड़ाने का मतलब ही नहीं, सबके मोबाइल निकालते हैं, वो फाइट के धार धार गिर रहे हैं, पड़ रहे हैं, धार 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 धार, सब देख रहे हैं, सब जीते हैं, वो दूर दूर से मोबाइल, क्योंकि ये सब बैठे हैं वो लगे हुए, सब मोबाइल निकाल के अपना यूं शूट करते रहते हैं। और लड़ने वाले को मजा आता है, उसको भी पता है सब वीडियो ले रहे हैं, वो भी है ये चले चले चले, तू जानता है मेरे कौन है तू, अरे तेरे को उठा के ले जाऊंगा, उठा के क्या हमारे लेके तू उठा के ले जाए, चल बहुत देखे क्या देखे, ये तू जानता नहीं मेरे को, तू क्या है ये भाई, गाली मत दे, तूने गाली दिया, मैंने, तूने गाली दिया, तूने गाली दिया, नहीं मैंने नहीं, पहले तूने गाली दिया है, तूने गाली दिया, मैंने तूने। एक मिनट है भाई साहब, आप वीडियो कर रहे थे ना, जरा प्लीज रिवाइंड करो, जरा प्लीज रिवाइंड करके बताओ पहले किसने गाली, इसने दिया क्या मैंने गाली दिया, प्लीज प्लीज रिवाइंड करो, प्लीज रिवाइंड करके देखा, या देखा इसने गाली दिया, पहले तूने गाली, देखो तूने दिया। आप लोग सब वीडियो ले रहे थे सर, देखा आपको अच्छा लगा? हाँ, अगर अच्छा लगा तो लाइक कीजिए, शेयर कीजिए, सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। ये ऐसा हो गया है, ये फाइट कर रहे हैं, मजाक कर रहे हैं, या मदद कर रहे हैं, या मजाक कर रहे हैं, कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा। ये रियल है। तो आप सबको बधाई देता हूँ, खासतौर पे अब्राहम भाई को, जो ये काम करते हैं, कई सालों से मैं देख रहा हूँ, इन सबको एनकरेज कर रहे हैं, ये बहुत बड़ी बात है। अब्राहम बताए, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
Thank you so much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Johnny Lever, thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Well, that was instantaneous, and for all our foreign guests, Mr. Johnny Lever was just talking about the years gone by when people would actually stop and make sure that we'd intervene and take time out from our lives to intervene in an argument and stop it. But now it's all about making sure that memories are made, and we're all about taking those photographs. So thank you so much. Amazing. Well, moving on right now, ladies and gentlemen, to our next incredible awardee for the evening, the outstanding organization, Spark. Ladies and gentlemen, this AV will share their work with us.
Spark. In 1994, war was raging in southeastern Europe. Yet as the Serbian and Croatian occupation of Bosnia and Herzegovina entered its second year, the stories of genocide and horrific concentration camps faded from mainstream Western European media. However, a group of students in Amsterdam initiated a solidarity movement with the victims of the Bosnian War. Yannick Dupont, founder of Spark, was still an 18-year-old student when he and some university friends arranged a screening of A Sarajevo Diary. The group invited Bosnian refugees to engage in a public discussion with the viewers afterwards. Sadko Mujaik, who was one of the refugees, described the atrocities he'd witnessed in the concentration camp. Deeply moved by Sadko's story, the group of students began organizing. On 7th February 1994, Youth Solidarity for Former Yugoslavia was born which was the first incarnation of what Spark has become today. Over the years, Spark has opened pathways for youth, particularly women and refugees, to study, work and grow their own businesses in fragile communities. Today, Spark has also become the largest provider of scholarships for Syrian refugees in the Middle East through the Higher Education Services Scheme. We commend Spark for their transforming work that addresses the issues of refugees.
Ladies and gentlemen, I once again welcome on the stage Dr. Mathai, Sister Anthea to join us, and we welcome on the stage Justice Ajay Kulkarni to join us and do us the honors. Welcome, sir. Thank you for your presence here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, keep that applause going as we welcome on the stage the CEO of Spark, Mr. Yannick Dupont, to receive this award on behalf of his organization. Welcome, sir. Congratulations, Mr. Dupont. We'd like you to share a few words with us.
Mirdita, Dobar den. I just wanted to start with the two languages that Mother Teresa grew up with in Skopje, Macedonia, for the first 18 years of her life. And it was also where Spark was born, in Southeast Europe. And I cannot enough express how much this is an honor that you acknowledge accomplishment, I would say, of the movement. And I will come to that in a moment, because it's not Spark, it's our local partners, it's our amazing people around the organization from the local communities that make it happen. And indeed, just as Mother Teresa is an inspiration to all of us, and her values live forward, I didn't prepare this, but I saw just a picture of Satko Mujagic, and he's now working for the European Commission in Brussels. And he was 19 years old when he spoke on stage in Amsterdam University, just explaining how he had just survived a concentration camp. And then we worked with him and other students at the time to set up Spark and to build a movement that supports refugees worldwide in different crisis areas. So now in 12 crisis zones, also in Ukraine, of course, in Afghanistan. And I think the success of the work is really the success of the local national partners that we work with. We are just a facilitator, a broker. So you made reference to the scholarships for the students of the Syrian conflict, 13,000, but actually what you see is 25 universities, 6 ministers from the region, from the Middle East. You see community organizations that we are just honored to support, to finance, and to support deliver these results. So I really want to dedicate the prize to them, first of all, to the ministers that have waived regulations so that refugees can study, to the local university rectors that have welcomed students in without even asking tuition or giving them free accommodation, and to, I would say, also our staff that are, to a large extent, refugees themselves. So we have about, I think, 25-30% refugees as part of our core staff, also in senior positions. And so I'm very happy to be here today. Thank you very much. And Dr. Mathai, that you may continue this prize for a long time in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations, Mr. Yannick Dupont. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to thank our presenters on stage for joining us. And I hope that, the evening envisions celebrating the compassion of our recipients for refugees, especially refugee children, that has inspired you so far. So before we continue in felicitating our other eminent awardees, just would like to take a moment to introduce you to someone really special. During one of his visits to the Ashram Mohabbat Center in New Delhi, our founder chairman, Dr. Mathai, was overjoyed to discover the many talents of the children enrolled. Among those discoveries was little Osman, whose dream was to become a rapper. All of 11 years old, it takes a lot of courage to come up on the stage to perform to this exalted audience. Ladies and gentlemen, sharing with us today, Mujhe Nahi Pata Hai, also known as Colder. Please put your hands together for young, budding rapper Osman.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Osman. I'm 11 years old, and I'm going to rap a song. बारिश हो रही बैकग्राउंड में, पर मैं कमरे में अकेला, अंधेरा भरा जालिम मुझे सोना ही नहीं दे रहा। 2 घंटे से मैं लिखने की कोशिश ही कर रहा हूँ, अपने घर के अंदर घर बना के बैठा हूँ मैं मेरा। लाजिम ने मुझसे मैं सुनूँ सबकी बातें, पर मैं सुन लेता हूँ क्योंकि थोड़ा नरम दिल ठहरा। जाना तेरी यादें मुझे सोना ही नहीं देते, लेटे लेटे इस जाता है सवेरा। मुझे नहीं पता है, मुझसे मत पूछो ना, अपने ख्वाब पूरे करने के लिए सब खो दूँगा, पहले सब कुछ अब क्या खाक खो दूँगा। अकेलेपन में लगता पूरी रात रो दूँगा, मैं तेरी याद में असलियत से भाग जाऊँगा। कहाँ बता दे आज ज़िंदगी तमाशा जो कमा था वो उड़ाता पेश होते हद से। अली किधर गायब हो गए हो, ना खुद से मैसेज करते हो ना रिप्लाई देते हो, सोशली डिटेक्टिव हो गए हो। जाना तुम क्या से क्या हो गए हो, किधर गायब हो गए हो। देखते देखते तुम दुनिया की वाइब हो गए हो। इजीली तो गाली देख आगे आ सकते थे, पर तुम आगे नहीं आना चाहते। बड़े नाइस हो गए हो कब से मेरी जान, जब से मिली ज़िंदगी में कुछ ऐसे इंसान जिनकी वजह से खुद को बदलना बड़ा बुरा बरत के चक्कर में जाते थे इंसान। वो भी बात बात पे, वो भी बात बात पे। एक वक्त लड़के मुझे 8 थे, मैंने 4 कर दिया। धोखेबाजों को सर्कल से मैंने बाहर कर दिया। लाइफ इज़ गुड वन आई टॉक टू डेली, रात में जहन में घूमे जाते सवाल तेरी याद में। उस्मान आना गेनिंग और उससे मुझे डर तय कहीं भूल ना जाऊँ कात में मछली ज़मीन पे सुलझा नहीं रहा। और मुझसे और ये मैसेज करके कहते अली मार्क टू स्टार है सबसे खार दुनिया भर हिलानती, कोना भी ऑन टॉप मेरे विजन जानती। Thank you.
Osman, a quick question, all right? As you look around right now, how are you feeling? You had your first big stage performance. How are you feeling?
So good and nervous some.
We're wishing you all the best. How long have you been rapping?
Only 2 months.
And right up here, such brilliant breath control. Osman, give me a high five. Give a high five to everybody in the audience. We are here supporting you. Thank you so much for joining us on stage. And you're going to see a lot more stages like this. Congratulations, all right? Thank you very much. Everybody, the young, budding rapper, Osman. All right, I need to take a breath and a breather. That was he who kept going, breath control. That was fantastic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after Osman has stepped off stage right now, we're wishing him all the very best. And we thank all of you for joining in and enjoying his wonderful rapping right there. Truly creativity and talent for sure. But right now, as we step forward, we move on, ladies and gentlemen. A few of our international awardees could not join us today due to unavoidable circumstances. Nevertheless, the impact of their passion is undeniable, and we would like to honor them for their selfless endeavors. Let us have a look at their commendable work and their message. Our first recipient who could not join us today is the astounding organization Refugee, an organization which is a community for refugee girls by refugee girls. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this AV and their message to us.
Refugee, a community of refugee girls by refugee girls. Refugee serves East Africa's most vulnerable, orphaned and separated refugee girls in Nairobi, Kenya. They are committed to providing them with the full spectrum of care, and enabling space to grow, learn, and ultimately lead. They help them build healthier and more resilient futures for themselves and their children. Refugee has served thousands of women, girls, children, and infants through its holistic model. For instance, they have been dedicated to providing quality trauma-informed education to each girl that steps through their door. Refugee deserves a thunderous round of applause for their remarkable work that is dedicated to transforming lives of refugee girls, women, and children across East Africa.
We are so grateful to the Harmony Foundation for recognizing Refugee as a recipient of the Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice 2022. On behalf of everyone at Refugee, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, on screen you saw Miss Helen Alshul. We will try and make sure that we play the AV for you again a little later. But we'd like you to put your hands together and congratulate Refugee. Our next recipient who could not join us today is Children on the Edge, which is a child rights organization based in the UK that works hand in hand with communities to support some of the world's most marginalized children in some of the toughest situations. Though they could not join us this evening, Miss Rachel Bentley, CEO of Children on the Edge, has a message for us. Let's take a look at it.
Thank you so much to the Harmony Foundation for presenting this award to Children on the Edge for our work with refugees. We really do appreciate it. For over 30 years, we have always worked to support the most marginalised communities, those on the very peripheries, and we currently provide education and care for over 17,000 refugee children in Bangladesh, Lebanon, Myanmar and Uganda. So we appreciate very much the honour of our work being recognised in this way. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to hearing from Miss Rachel Bentley in just a while. But if you put your hands together, they're going to feel the energy. Children on the Edge. Our next recipient who could not join us today is the Danish Refugee Council. Let's take a look at their AV to garner insights into their commendable work for refugee children and their message by Miss Aggie Sonka, chairperson of the organization.
Danish Refugee Council. Founded in 1956, the Danish Refugee Council is Denmark's largest and a leading international NGO, one of the few with a specific expertise in forced displacement. Their 7,500 employees protect, advocate for, and build sustainable futures for refugees and other displacement-affected people and communities. The Danish Refugee Council currently operates in 40 countries around the world. Some of the ways in which the Danish Refugee Council helps refugees are by providing financial support to refugee families to send their children to school, so as to reduce the risk of child labor and child marriage. They also operate child-friendly spaces and mentoring schemes where children and youth can be advised on education and a future in the labor market.
Dear Harmony Foundation, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Aggie Sonka and I'm the chair of the Danish Refugee Council. And it is with great joy and honor that we receive the Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice for 2022 on the theme of compassion for refugee children. In the DRC, we are working hard every day in more than 40 countries. We are committed to protect and provide humanitarian assistance to displaced populations, and especially refugee children fleeing from war and persecution are amongst the most vulnerable victims of these crises. On behalf of the Danish Refugee Council, I want to thank the Harmony Foundation for recognizing our work and for granting our organization such a prestigious award. Thank you very much.
Congratulations to the Danish Refugee Council, ladies and gentlemen. Our next esteemed awardee, who could not join us today, is the visionary Miss Taban Suresh, who is a true change maker and has gone above and beyond in helping displaced women and girls by establishing the Lotus Flower. Let us take a look at Taban's AV and her remarkable work.
Taban Suresh, a former child genocide survivor. Taban Suresh is the founder of the Lotus Flower, a non-profit that provides safe, healing environments for women and girls who are conflict survivors in Kurdistan in northern Iraq. With a political activist father during Saddam Hussein's regime in 1980s Iraq, Taban was imprisoned with her family aged just 4, where they narrowly escaped being buried alive in a mass grave before Amnesty International flew them to safety. After growing up in the UK, Taban was horrified to see the ISIS attacks in her homeland in 2014. She gave up her successful City of London career and returned to Kurdistan as an aid worker. Back in the UK, she launched the Lotus Flower from her living room with no funding. Today, the Lotus Flower runs safe community centers inside refugee camps for displaced women and girls, where their programs help them to collectively heal from past trauma and grow in strength and self-belief.
Thank you so much to Harmony Foundation for this amazing award. I'm truly honoured and humbled to be receiving the Mother Teresa Memorial Award. And I'm extremely sorry that I can't be there in person. I wish I was receiving this in person with you. Due to health restrictions, I'm unable to be there with you. I hope you enjoy the evening, and once again, thank you to all the trustees, the supporters, the staff, everyone that's voted for us to be here. It's truly amazing to see the work that the Lotus Flower does is being recognised, and I'm humbled by it. Once again, thank you very much.
Congratulations, Lotus Flower, on the amazing work you're doing. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Ursula Nowinowska is our next recipient from Poland who could not join us today. Let's take a look at her astounding work amongst refugee children and her message.
Ursula Nowinowska. Ursula Nowinowska, on a daily basis, works in the Polish Border Guard, specializing in international affairs. Following the pouring of refugees from Ukraine into Poland after the Russian invasion in February this year, she rose to the occasion by displaying compassion for those fleeing from war. These refugees were welcomed in Poland, their safe haven, with relief efforts initiated and coordinated by Ursula Nowinowska. These kind acts by Ursula enabled nursing mothers to find immediate assistance for their babies and practical solutions pertaining to their personal hygiene, accessing healthcare facilities for women, and obtaining nutritional needs for children. UNICEF Poland has also lauded her selfless efforts, especially for children and those orphaned by war.
Mother Teresa to me is an inspiration and icon of pure love and compassion to those who are in need, but especially vulnerable children. I am truly honored and would like to sincerely thank the Committee of Harmony Foundation for considering me to be the recipient of the prestigious Mother Teresa Award for Social Justice. From the 24th of February till now, over 8 million people from Ukraine have crossed the Polish border, looking for help and shelter, mainly women and children. What we felt, starting from our families, friends and co-workers, was the immediate urge to help our Ukrainian friends, showing compassion and open hearts. Please meet Diana, a 5-year-old, amazing, brave little girl and Ukrainian war refugee. This is now the most important challenge that we are facing, but it's also a humanitarian test for Europe and for the rest of the world. Thank you again, Harmony Foundation, for motivating me to multiply my efforts towards humanitarian missions.
We want to give a special mention to Miss Inna Sharobarsk, a Ukrainian war refugee who made the video for Miss Ursula. Miss Inna is the mother of Diana, the little girl who appears in the video. And she met Miss Ursula at the beginning of the crisis in a refugee center in Poland. Thank you and congratulations, Miss Ursula. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we move forward, our next awardee who could not join us today is Mr. Gregor Petrocek, Mayor of the Bilani district of Warsaw, Poland. He has been awarded in recognition of his outstanding leadership in going beyond his civic duty to mobilize humanitarian aid for Ukrainian refugees. Ladies and gentlemen, we congratulate Mr. Gregor Petrocek for his humanitarian work for refugees. A loud round of applause, please. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we are so delighted to have each one of you here with us this evening. Your attendance at the Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice showcases your support for the cause that we stand for: compassion for refugee children. Before we move on to our next extraordinary recipients for this evening, it is time for some music, melodious performance by Mr. Tamim Morfit, who will be performing on his beautiful composition, Ma Reru, which means whose faces are like the moon. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on the stage Mr. Tamim Morfik. Good evening. Thank you so much for your presence here.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to everyone. And on behalf of Mohabbat Center and Bosco Center, I'm thankful from Harmony Foundation, Mr. Abraham Matai, and I'm thankful of Mr. Hamid. Big round of applause for Mr. Matai and Hamid sir as well. My name is Tamim Mushfik. Mushfik means, Tamim means perfect. Mushfik means mehraban, kind. And the song title is Mahiru. It's a Persian word and it's also used in Urdu as well. Ma means moon. Ru means face. Mahiru, jinka face ya chehra moon jaisa hai. So, I will perform this song along with Tanpura because as I learn Indian classical music, it will be more joyful for me to perform it with the Tanpura. Just 1 second. And could you please add some reverb to the this channel of this mic because it's dry. Rena nire renida madani wo pal sukun ke diye jana o maheru हरदम मेरी निगाह है हरदम मेरी निगाह है ढूंढती राह है जहाँ है तू वो पल सुकून के दिए जाना ओ माहिरू शामिल न हो सके जिंदगी में तेरी अगर शामिल न हो सके, जिंदगी में तेरी अगर सांसों की डोर ये तोड़ते जाना माहरू, वो पल सुकून के दिए जाना ओ माहरू, हरदम मेरी निगाह है, हरदम मेरी निगाह है, ढूंढती राह है जहाँ है तू, वो पल सुकून के दिए जाना ओ माहरू. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That was really beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, I think deserving of another loud round of applause. Thank you so much for joining us on stage. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to felicitate our next remarkable recipients of the Mother Teresa Awards. Mr. Blessin Varghese, a true humanitarian amongst us who has gone the extra mile to help refugee children. Let us now take a look at his AV to garner insights into his work for refugee children.
Blessin Varghese. Blessin Varghese, founder of Father's Touch, has coordinated and participated in outstanding humanitarian missions during crises of unprecedented magnitude. In 2021, when the Taliban overthrew the Afghani government, Blessin was in charge of helping evacuate 363 people over the course of 4 months from the time of invasion. Besides conducting spectacular rescue missions, he was involved in the campaigns to further women's rights, protection of family members of government officials, families of religious minorities who would be persecuted for their faith, and orphan children who were abandoned in orphanages. When Russia invaded Ukraine in mid-February this year, Blessin and a humanitarian mission team entered Ukraine to help evacuate people out of the country and rescue children. In the following months, they made a further 9 trips, helping to rescue over 3,000 children and deliver over 10 truckloads of food. Due to the fear and trauma tormenting the next generation of children, Blessin Varghese and the Father's Touch Ministry made it their mission to help those children and strengthen them through their struggles. Individuals like Blessin Varghese have reaffirmed our faith in humanity and compassion for going above and beyond to help those in need like refugee children.
Ladies and gentlemen, to present this prestigious award to Mr. Blessin Varghese, I welcome on the stage Dr. Mathai once again to join us, Sister Teresa to join us on stage, and joining us, we welcome Mr. Kaisar Khalid, Commissioner of Police Railways, to kindly do us the honors. Welcome on the stage, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a loud round of applause, Mr. Blessin Varghese. Thank you so much for your altruistic work. Mr. Varghese to kindly share a few words with us.
It's a blessing and an honor to be here. And I want to say first thank you for honoring our work, what we do. When I grew up in school, I heard a word called hopeless. My teachers always said, you're hopeless. But I learned one statement. I was not hopeless. I just had less hope. when people talked about Ukraine war, when people talked about Afghanistan, everybody said it's a hopeless situation. And I just thought, no, they just have less hope. Somebody needs to step in and give hope to them. And that's what we did. That's what our charity did. That's what our ministry did as the ones who say that we are the hand and feet of Jesus. We just stepped in to bring hope to these children, to the people around the world, to be a blessing. So thank you very much, Dr. Mathai, for being kind and being in touch with me during the whole Afghan time when I was struggling. I was not sleeping. I was running up and down. He was there to encourage me and talk on the phone. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together once again for Mr. Blessin Varghese. Your extraordinary efforts to help refugee children is truly motivating. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to move on to our next awardee present amongst us who has gone that extra mile to help refugees, especially children. There are also those among us who, despite facing the challenges of being a refugee, have strived to help and empathize with their people. Such individuals have a true spirit of altruism in them. Ladies and gentlemen, our next recipient is one such acclaimed individual, Mr. S.C. Chandra Hassan, whose journey as a humanitarian, human rights advocate, development worker and refugee has inspired everyone. Let us take a look at his AV to learn more about his selfless work.
S.C. Chandra Hassan. The illustrious S.C. Chandra Hassan hails from Sri Lanka's leading political family, who began his career as an advocate in the Supreme Court of Sri Lanka. But his passion for the Tamil cause and its people led him to politics. Later, as war replaced politics and violence replaced the non-violent struggle, he moved to India, where he established the Organization for Elam Refugees Rehabilitation, OFFER, in 1984, as a voice for Sri Lankan Tamil refugees who were forced to flee their homeland and take refuge in India during the armed conflict that went on for over 25 years. OFFER, founded by S.C. Chandra Hassan, is a non-profit, non-political humanitarian organization of Sri Lankan Tamil refugees whose mission is to speak up for the rights of other such refugees and to provide them peace, dignity, and empowerment. OFFER's mission is to empower every refugee, especially children, through education and opportunities so that they can return as ambassadors of peace, justice, equity, and sustainable development. S.C. Chandra Hassan is a true change maker who has advocated for his people's rights and built an organization that has had a significant impact on the lives of Sri Lankan Tamil refugees.
Ladies and gentlemen, I once again welcome on the stage Dr. Mathai, Sister Teresa, and joining us once again, Mr. Kaiser Khalid. Welcome, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, you started putting your applause and hands together. Let's have it coming as we welcome on the stage Mr. S.C. Chandra Hassan. A thunderous round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. words from you, sir, please.
The events of the day have been visibility of what can be done and how people have come up to serve the children, especially the vulnerable section of the community. It's an experience. It has to be a short speech, not to disturb the program. The children you invest on will be able to take the message forward. So the concept is the refugees themselves, especially the children, can give great strength to work that can continue and that can be sustainable. And the experience that we have had has been that the children's cooperation in participating, they become later persons who serve the community. And that has been especially possible in India, where the community as such, the host community, gives a unbelievable support to persons who work on humanitarian aid. And in that sense, we are grateful to the people of Tamil Nadu and India who have helped the process of sustaining the refugee children over more than 30 years. And I will give this as an experience sharing where the host country has been doing incredible amount of support for the cause of taking care of vulnerable people, and hope it will continue, and this exposure will help to continue the process. And I thank for bringing out these stories, which will give more encouragement to people to continue to do the work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. And we'd like to thank our presenters on stage. Thank you so much for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, please put your hands together for Mr. Chandra Hassan. You are a true guardian of empathetic values, and your humanitarian vision is inspiring. Thank you so much, sir. As we move forward, I am very, very thrilled that we are receiving inspiration from all our awardees this evening, who have shown that the light of compassion can brighten even the darkest places. Ladies and gentlemen, our next recipient of the evening is Malish James, a phenomenal change maker, humanitarian, and a refugee from South Sudan, who has not let precarious situations dictate his life. Instead, compassion has led his way. Ladies and gentlemen, let the Sabi share his work with us.
Malish James. From refugee to changemaker, meet Malish James, the southern Sudanese refugee empowering young people through storytelling. On an ordinary day in 2016, Malish James was at work running a small motorcycle business transporting people around Juba, the capital city of South Sudan. Malish suddenly realized there was a presidential meeting nearby, and outside the building were soldiers in different outfits of combat fatigue gear. South Sudan was at war again after the Comprehensive Peace Agreement of 2005, which ended the civil war, which began in 1983. Malish and his family found a way to escape out of the country when the army of neighboring Uganda arrived. Malish and his family were so relieved when they finally arrived at the Ugandan border and were welcomed by organizations like the United Nations World Food Programme, who brought them into the refugee settlement camp at Bidibidi in northern Uganda, near the border with South Sudan. In 2018, World Food Programme offered the Storytellers Program, and Malish James was one of the youths who was selected for the training to build journalism and social media skills. Malish James now shares stories through his own blog, Daily Refugee Stories. Malish, on seeing that many refugee children and youth lacked opportunities for advancement, came up with the idea of setting up a community-based organization known as Afri Youth Network. With this initiative, Malish James has been endeavoring to empower children and youth in the refugee camp to be self-reliant. Kudos to the visionary young refugee who has turned around a disadvantage to an advantage, giving hope to refugee children and youth.
Ladies and gentlemen, to present this prestigious award, we welcome on a stage Dr. Abraham Mathai once again joining us. We welcome Sister Anthea to kindly do us the honors. And joining us on stage, please welcome Ms. Shazia Ilmi, former journalist and spokesperson of BJP. Welcome on stage, ma'am. Joining us on stage, Ms. Shazia Ilmi, national spokesperson of BJP. And joining us, ladies and gentlemen, to the loud round of applause, please put your hands together for our next recipient of the evening, Mr. Malish James, a phenomenal change maker, a humanitarian, as he walks onto stage to receive this award. Welcome, thank you for your work.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Harmony Foundation, for this beautiful event, for your recognition, to allow me be here today. I am very grateful to receive this award. So what I have to share is that this award came in the way that I did not expect to receive it, because I am still expecting more to do than what I have done. I have seen as if I have done nothing because I'm a refugee. I knew how it feels like to be a refugee. I know what is down there. So it doesn't take much of resources to start helping someone in need. You can start with whatever you have. Those things I started only with my cell phone. My telephone only. I have nothing, so I started empowering young people, advocating for support for those who are in need, and it has happened the way you have seen. So these are a few. I'm expecting more. So thank you so much. I'm really overwhelmed for this great event and this award. I'm really happy. Thank you, Abraham Mathai and Harmony Foundation for Mother Teresa Award. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you so much, Mr. Malish James. Your journey is immensely inspirational, and we wish you the best as you continue to make a tangible difference in the lives of other refugees, especially children and youth. And now, ladies and gentlemen, each award recipient here has genuinely inspired us. Their work is a powerful testament to the fact that if we commit to the ethos of compassion, we can do wonders in serving people who have been victims of dire issues in our society, like the refugee crisis. And now our final esteemed recipient of the prestigious award for the evening is Education Cannot Wait, a global change maker that is striving to build a world that provides quality and inclusive education to crisis-affected children. Education Cannot Wait has touched and continues to touch the lives of millions of crisis-affected children. Let us play the AV of Education Cannot Wait to learn more about their truly phenomenal work with refugee children.
Education Cannot Wait. Around the world, a number of boys and girls missing out on an education because of armed conflict and forced displacement is dramatically increasing. A shocking 222 million crisis-affected children and adolescents are in need of educational support today. Their education cannot wait. It was at the World Economic Forum in Davos in January 2015 when the UN Special Envoy for Global Education and former UK Prime Minister, Right Honourable Gordon Brown, called for the establishment of a Global Emergency Education Fund. Education Cannot Wait is the United Nations Global Billion-Dollar Fund for education in emergencies and protracted crises, including armed conflicts, forced displacement, climate-induced disasters, and epidemics. Their focus areas include aid localization, climate crisis, disability inclusion, early childhood education, forced displacement, gender equality and empowerment of women and girls, mental health, and psychosocial support. Their commitment to reach those left behind remains a core principle of their work. As a leading voice for children in forgotten crisis settings, Education Cannot Wait refuses to allow the education of refugee children to be disrupted, but rather rapidly restore its continuity with the help of humanitarian actors on the ground. Education Cannot Wait deserves a rapturous applause for envisioning a world where all children and youth affected by crises can learn free of cost, in safety, and without fear in order to grow and reach their full potential.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again joining our center stage, Dr. Mathai, Sister Anthea, and Miss Shazia Ilmi. Thank you so much for your presence on stage. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome with a huge round of applause, Miss Yasmin Sharif, Director, Education Cannot Wait, on the stage to receive the award on behalf of this phenomenally incredible Education Cannot Wait. I know it's worthy of a standing ovation. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge, huge round of applause. Please join us as we acknowledge this outstanding, life-changing work. We definitely would like to hear a few words from you.
So I am very, on behalf of Education Cannot Wait, and all our partners and stakeholders and the founder, Mr. Gordon Brown, and all the children and youth that we serve, I would like to thank Dr. Mathai and the Harmony Foundation. I would like to thank the great saint Mother Teresa. She was an inspiration when I grew up. So it's a very big momentum in the life of myself and my colleagues. And all of us who work together to serve 222 million children and youth who live in conflict, climate disasters, and as refugees from Sahel and Sub-Saharan Africa, across the Middle East, Afghanistan, in Bangladesh, in Afghanistan. The great Saint Mother Teresa, she said, a life not lived for others is not a life. And her life so much embraced that she taught. She was a teacher for 40 years, and she created street schools. And then, of course, devoted her entire life to the service of the most furthest left behind and the poorest of the poor. And we at Education Cannot Wait are inspired by her great spirit and her sense of urgency that education cannot wait, her great compassion, her kindness. And we have a little motto at Education Cannot Wait, which also echoes the words of the great Saint Mother Teresa. Peace starts with smile. At Education Cannot Wait, we smile, and our motto is, if you work really hard and you are kind, amazing things will happen. And that's how we feel here today. Thank you, the Harmony Foundation. And I hope that all the 222 million children will have that feeling one day. This award is for all of you, 222 million children. It's for you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together once again for Miss Yasmin Sharif. Education Cannot Wait has truly emulated Mother Teresa's ethos and has set a remarkable example of compassion for others to follow. We'd like to thank Ms. Shazia Ilmi for joining us on stage. Thank you so much, Sister Anthea, for doing us the honors, and Dr. Abraham Mathai. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we continue to celebrate the acts of compassion of our recipients for their commendable work in helping refugees, especially refugee children. But now we have a soulful performance by Miss Cheryl Balvani on the song Go Light Your World. The song resonates with the light that shines in the darkness. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients of the award have illuminated the darkness around them by doing what needs to be done to alleviate the conditions of suffering humanity. We too can light our world and spread compassion to those suffering on unimaginable scales. And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you can join me in welcoming onto stage with a loud round of applause, Miss Cheryl Balvani. Go light your world.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'd first like to thank Almighty God for giving me this opportunity to perform for you, to sing for you this song. I'd also like to thank Dr. Abraham Mathai for inviting me here to sing at this prestigious event. Yes, thank you so much. It's a privilege to sing over here and honor all these heroes who have given a voice to the voiceless. So this song is dedicated to you. It is written that God is light, right? Jesus said he's the light of the world. So once we receive this light, he's placed this light in each and every one of us, right? So let's take this light, as you all are doing, and go out to this dark world which is confused, deceived, lost, and spread the love of God through Christ to everyone, giving them this hope that we all have in him.
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the lovely Miss Cheryl Balwani. Thank you for joining us and brightening the evening with your melodious voice. We all really felt moved. Thank you. So now, ladies and gentlemen, as we move forward, this brings us to the end of the 18th year of the prestigious Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice 2022. And I must say that I was deeply moved by each awardee this evening. And I'm sure each and every one of you were as well, whose admirable work aims to revive our faith in the virtue of compassion and continues to make a monumental difference in the lives of refugees, especially innocent children. These Good Samaritans should not only be an inspiration for us, but we should try to emulate their qualities to make this world a better place for everyone. And as Mother Teresa said, go out into the world today and love the people you meet. Let your presence light a new light in the hearts of people. I truly believe that love and kindness for one and all will always lead our lives. Well, ladies and gentlemen, before you leave, I want you to watch this 1-minute video made by Swayam Bhaumik from Xavier's College. Let's take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Keisha Lobo, and on behalf of the Harmony Foundation, we thank each and every one of you. Thank you for joining us for the prestigious Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice 2022. And we want you to put your hands together for each and every one of our awardees who walked onto stage. We'd like a group photograph with our awardees on stage right now. Can we please have all our awardees on stage? Miss Yasmin Sharif, Mr. Malish James, Mr. Nicolo Giovoni, Mr. S.C. Chandra Hassan, Mr. Blessin Varghese, Father Biju, Mr. Yannick Dupont, and Mr. Sudhanshu Singh to kindly join us on stage for a group photograph. Ladies and gentlemen, one more loud round of applause for all our awardees right here this evening at the prestigious Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice 2022. We request Sister Teresa and Sister Anthea to kindly join us on stage, and Dr. Abraham Mathai. Ladies and gentlemen, the recipients of the prestigious Mother Teresa Award for Social Justice 2022. Thank you for being such a gracious audience. We congratulate each and every one of our recipients on stage. Thank you for the outstanding, life-changing work that you are doing. And with that, we come to the end of this grand evening. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to all our awardees. On behalf of the Harmony Foundation, thank you once again for joining us for the prestigious Mother Teresa Memorial Awards for Social Justice 2022. My name is Keisha Lobo, and enjoy the evening ahead. Thank you.